Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Tade. So I've been doing a lot of, travels all this while, and I thought, you know what? Let me do a story time about my adventures, especially as I'm about to wrap up my first season. And I'm also going to be telling you guys things I've learned, but that's going to be in a separate video. But I'm going to talk about profiling that I experienced in Kenya as a Nigerian, which I feel needs to be discussed. I saw a video from Ty, I know, where he spoke about his experience, and it felt very, very similar. So let me just give you some form of lowdown first. So typically I will travel. Okay, so I'm Nigerian Canadian, so I transit between both countries occasionally. So what I wanted to do was to travel to Kenya, spend some days in Kenya, then from Kenya fly to Canada. So to be honest, I had a good time in Kenya, but I'll be very unfair to myself if I only give one perspective of what happened to me in Kenya. So I flew there around, I think I was on a Saturday. I landed very early in the morning, and the first thing I noticed was I had a yellow card, but for some reason they didn't believe my yellow card was authentic, and they asked for bribe so they could let me pass through. And I was like, I'm not even ready for this, but I'm already in a different country. I'm five hours away from Nigeria, and I mean, I well just pay it and keep it moving. So I gave them $20 so they could issue me a new one. Basically, that's what they said. We're gonna issue you a new one, and I agreed. So I thought that was the end of my adventures, or misadventures rather, or attacks, until I went to the baggage collection, picked up my luggage, and then I noticed two policemen were approaching me and were like, "Oh, what's inside your bag? Who are you?" So I was like, okay, I mean, I just checked in from the immigration, I got stamped in, so I'm being asked these questions again. They're like, "Oh well, follow us, follow us, follow us." So obviously it's the police. What you don't want to do is get into any disagreement with the police in any country that you perceive is hostile to your person. So I followed the police. Luckily for me, I had my Kenyan friends who were outside the airport who were following me to interpret and speak. They tried to speak with the police officers, but the police officers did not listen to them. So eventually they took me to a room. They opened my boxes and started searching every single thing. They were asking me, "Oh, what is this for? We know you Nigerians like to carry drugs and always have a lot of money." I was like, "What? Like, are you stopping me here because I'm Nigerian?" And I told them, "You know what? Don't let us waste each other's time. Here's my Nigerian passport." And I showed them my Canadian identification as well. And guess what the policeman told me? "Oh, why didn't you fly in with your Canadian passport?" So effectively speaking, if you showed me you had a Canadian passport, I would not have put you through this experience. And I was like, "So you want me to fly in Africa with the non-African?" So we're telling me now that if I fly in within Africa as an African, within with a non-African passport, you will not harass me. But if I fly with an African passport, you want to harass me. And then they're like, "Oh no, that's not what we mean." And so I told them, "You know what? Fly me back to Lagos or Ottawa. Like, just, I don't need to experience this one without embarrassment." I was genuinely ready to go and save my money that I wanted to spend on the resort. So afterwards, they checked my bags, opened each thing, asking me what is this, asking me what my body cream is. They brought up my gimbal. They're like, "Oh yeah, this must be a gun." I'm like, "This is a gimbal, this is a camera. Like, I make content, I show them my YouTube page." For some reason, then they went on some rants about not liking Nigerians and how, oh, Nigerians have a lot of money and blah blah blah. So I'm like, I understand that some Nigerians have also done bad things. I'm not here to create an excuse for Nigerians who have done illegal activities, but I still feel like we complain a lot about being stereotyped as Africans and as black people because of activities of one or individual people, but here we are as the same people as well, doing the same thing at airports, and you're targeting fellow Africans in your airport. And for me, that was something that wasn't good. I was very upset about it. Then they brought up my second box as well, started to check. Yeah, it felt very invasive, and I knew also all the wrong reasons. Then Then afterwards, they told me to stand up. I stood up. They checked my bag, started checking my pockets, touching my legs and my body. At that point, I was like, okay, let me just go back because I didn't sign up for this sort of experience. I didn't. Well, luckily they didn't see my drone, so I'm sure if there's someone doing it, must have probably cooked up some form of propaganda like, oh, why do you have a drone? It means you must be doing this, you must be doing that. So afterwards, after the entire search, the one of the officers now said, oh, that for me to, in order for me to get cleared, I need to pay them $100. So I was like, cleared from what? Like, you searched my bag, you have delayed me by 2 hours. I've already paid someone $20 in your airport. Then you now have the nerves to ask me to pay $100 after you found nothing. You might as well just return me back to Nigeria. So as God will have it, my Kenyan friend came for whatever reasons. Maybe I don't know what he spoke to, what he said to them, or what he was saying on the phone. They started acting very fidgety and scared and whatnot, or they saw I was visibly upset because you didn't find anything in my bag. Then why do you want money from me? Like, what am I clearing from you? Absolutely nothing. I'm already a tourist. I'm probably gonna go into Kenya and spend money on so many other economic activities. So why do I need that sort of harassment? So after everything, they let me go. I ended up not paying $100. It really got me upset, and I have never. Okay, besides my time in Malaysia, which I can also drop another video if you guys want to hear about that, I have never ever in my life been harassed in an airport. And the least place I would expect to be harassed in an airport is in Kenya. I just feel like we're in the same country and it makes absolutely no sense. So whoever is watching this, I hope maybe they work on it as a to improve the experience of African travelers within Africa. It makes no sense for us to be complaining about things like this. I've seen the girl from Tanzania who said she was almost choked at night. Those are very, very terrible experiences, and it gets much more sad when Africans experience it in Africa. It shouldn't be that way. So don't forget to like and comment. If you've had a similar experience, let me know what it feels like. Were you able to survive it, or were you not as lucky as I was? Thanks.